guys, we're going to do a Dodge bottom load. So a lot of people get creases, corner and a corner, you know, wherever. It's always on the side. They end up getting some creases on here by the bottom load. And I'm going to do this real quick just to kind of show you my technique. I think it eliminates those creases. And you'll probably see, which I'll point out, a small difference between my technique and some others, which nothing wrong with it. You can do it however you like. I just don't like to sit there and mess with fixing any type of creases on either side after I've already applied the film. So we're just going to go through. I gotta turn the key back on. The key keeps kicking off, so we're gonna give it a little spray. And we're gonna shove this. We're gonna do a quick clean, which we have videos on how we clean windows. Alright, so that's just a typical clean. That's how we do things around here. We'll wipe the panels down. You can always use plastic, sticky plastic to stick on here, or a door guard. Nothing wrong with those. Alright, so we're going to do our little towel up here in the corner. And of course, the top edge. So these have felt, Dodge. Everybody knows that. I don't tape them just because they take extra time. Nothing wrong with taping them if you prefer to. I like to make sure they're really clean by using that towel, shoving with my hard card, shoving it up in there. Secondly, I use my spray to kind of flush that out. So we're going to flush it real quick. Get that bottom. And we're just going to hit it right there. Now when you're doing these and you have this plastic sitting off to the side here that you just rolled up to the top, you can or not, whichever. I like to cut just a tad off. That way we don't have that interfering with our install. Now, like I said, this is a two-stage, and this is how I like to do it. I'll hold this film like this. This backhand is just, you know, like this. We'll take this hand and we'll shove it up there and let this hand kind of fold back, and we'll create a little bit of an angle. You can see on this back side over here, I got an angle where it's not touching that seal. Once that's done, I'll shove this one with a little twist. That way I create a pocket here. And by doing that, we'll line this top edge up real quick. By doing that, this film will want to curl in toward the seals. So that way it's not going in and rubbing back this way and it's rubbing against all that felt. The back side of the film, this side, is actually rubbing the felt, so that way we don't have any contamination that's getting onto that adhesive. So let's get this positioned where we like it. And I will only run that top section, the width of your blade. Only run the top section. I don't come down any farther. We'll take a hard card. We'll hit these corners. Hit the top and the back section. I don't push down into where that film is already starting to pinch, because I don't want it to pinch. Once we got it to that point, we'll give it a little mist. And here's what makes the difference in my opinion. I'll grab this film right here in the center and I'll give it a pull down to where this film buckles even more and comes this way on both sides. That way I know there's no pinch point on either side. Now, this side did pop up a little bit farther than I'd like. So we'll just give that a little tap. Alright, so now we have both of our spots that the back side of the film is not touching the felt on either side because it's rolling inwards. So we'll keep that pulled down right here in the center. We'll bump the window up till we're good. We'll pull down again just to make sure it doesn't pinch up in there, and we'll give it a spray. I don't like to pull this film and hold it up and then spray all that film, because if you pull it too high, it's going to pinch in both of those corners. So I'll pull it down. I'll just stick my hand up in there. I'll be careful not to touch the film with my hand, and I'll spray each of those corners where it was getting close to pinching. And we'll give it a little flush, side to side, and on the film. All that extra water is going to run down the tint to where our dry section is, to when we pull this liner off. I'm going a little slow here, so that water I'm going to have to wipe up real fast. Alright, so to get all this tucked in, what I like to do is I'll take this corner, either or, it doesn't matter to me, and I'll pretty much take my tri-edge or hard card and I'll pop that seal back, and I'll stick it up in there and then slide it down to where this whole back edge is going to be flush against the glass. Once that's flush against the glass and down past the seal, because I got my hard card holding it back, I'll push this up. Now this whole bottom section, so I have two sections that are flat against the glass, no pinch points. We got it kind of buckled back here, and I'll slide it into position. Now once that's down in there, because we're set, I'll take this hard card and make sure she's clean. I'll make sure this bottom section here is rolling into the glass. That way I don't have any pinch points on this bottom section. And I'll take this hard card and pull it back, and I'll run it down. But at the same time, I have two fingers on this card. This third finger is rubbing against the film really lightly, just to push this section toward the glass, so that way we don't have any creases or any sections, anything like that popping up. So we'll put that in there again. We'll run down. As long as this is against the glass, all the way across this whole bottom, we're pulling this, and that third finger is pushing against the film, we're not going to have any pinch points, and we can roll it in. Now once we get to usually just past the halfway point, 3/4 of the way, I'll stop there, and I'll take this corner and I'll do the same thing I did on this side. I'll make this section flat and this section flat. And we'll try to slide it in. See right there? We'll slide it in behind that film, or behind the seal, and we'll open it up a little bit. As we're doing that, we're going to pull this, push this way, and this hand's going to go this way to open up that gasket. And we're going to go up and down just a little bit, just to create this flat section on the bottom. That way, with this hand popping in there, a little up and down motion. Everything slides in there real nice. Now when I go to squeegee these, some people will shrink these back doors, because Dodges are always a little bit curvy. Some people like to shrink, all side windows, which is nothing wrong with that. I personally like to just wet it, and I'll come down the center and I'll stretch the film in all directions. That way we have an even stretch. So we'll hit that there, we'll hit this here. Now on this side over here, now we've created, we kind of locked down this, softly locked down this section here. We'll come in here and just squish it off to the side, and we'll run a hard card down. We kind of lock it in. We'll hit the bottom side to lock it in. Then we'll come and repeat that section over here. We'll lock that side down. Now once we got all of that locked, give it a little spritz. We'll come back and we'll do a hard pressure. We'll squeegee that pretty good just to get any excess water. And then we'll come back in with a hard card. Hit the edges. Same thing up here, on the sides, on the bottom. Wipe our door panel down. our window. Now, like I said, by doing it that way, you're going to eliminate any type of pinch points on either side. So it's the way I like to do it. It's the way I train guys, and it seems to work. A lot of people like it, but it's just an alternative, just a different way to eliminate any type of crease points. I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you guys.